Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Finally, got something on my shoulder. We were gone for like 2 weeks. Life finds a way, as Jeff Goldblum said in Jurassic Park, for us to be extremely busy. I had a lot of shit with my kids' baseball games because I think it was like 2 weeks in a row of baseball every day. I'm like, today's a break from baseball. Thank God. I'm like exhausted. And I know you've been bitten. And of course, I looked on my phone again. Baseball text. Baseball. Yeah. And BJ's been like super busy doing freaking everything.
Yeah, I went to AC/DC again. That was fun. This time, my bank account is crying because I got like pit tickets and it was like literally like standing in the front row of AC/DC because I figured last time I'm ever going to see him, so we did it up. But it was fun.
Did you get any of a sweat on you?
Close. I mean, they were right there. I mean, they're literally, I've been 30 feet. Like, yeah, so.
How long did they play for?
About an hour and a half. So, yeah, it was good, though.
Encore?
I mean, for as old as they are, they still do all right. But, yeah, it's like, ooh, they're not going to make it anyway. Like, this is it. Like, this is
I saw a picture of Angus Young, and he pretty much looked like, was it Eddie from Iron Maiden?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does.
I was like, who the hell is that? I'm like, looking. I go, oh my God, it's Angus Young.
He's like he's like a mini crypt keeper in a schoolboy suit.
But anyway, it's summertime. I thought about this morning. It's summer. Well, actually, the other day when I was at baseball, it was 48 degrees and raining. But today's more like a summer day. Summer activities are always a thing for every kid. Playing outside, running in the woods, riding your bikes, whatever. What was some of the summer activities you liked to do when you were growing up?
My brother and I were big baseball kids. So like your kids, baseball was real big. We also belonged to, you remember Wildwood Lake Park out there in North Lima? It's on 165. You remember Wildwood Lake Park? So Wildwood Lake Park was there. It closed. I can't remember. I might have been in high school when somebody bought it, whatever. It's just like a private residence, I think, now. But yeah, there was like a big lake that you swam in, whatever, and then there was like another lake next to it that you could fish in. It was like down the thing, whatever. But yeah, we belonged there for years. But yeah, we were there most days, whatever. And then if not that, then I'd ride my bike from the outskirts of Columbiana into downtown Columbiana where there was a comic shop, and I'd buy X-Men cards and comics and stuff like that with whatever change I could scrap up.
Yeah, I remember. I don't know why. I forgot all about it until you mentioned that park. I don't even remember where this was at, but my dad's job, every summer they'd have their company picnic. So we do Geauga Lake all the time. And then they switched from Geauga Lake to Yellow Duck Park.
Yep.
Is Yellow Duck still a thing or no?
It's still there. I think somebody bought that too. Because you can see it when you go by. The lake's still there. I
don't even know where it's at.
I think it's a private residence. Doesn't John Arnold doesn't the financial guy own that? I'm pretty sure he does. Or he did. Or he bought it, whatever. I might have saw. Yeah, I thought he owned
there was like water slides there and a bunch of other stuff. Like, so his company used to like have cookout there and everything else. So we used to go there all the time. And that was only like whenever they had the company picnic. So
that was one time we went there too. Is when there was some sort of. We didn't like belong there or whatever, but yeah, if there was like some sort of picnic or something, right?
It was just pretty much like a white trash amusement park. That's pretty much what it was. There was like no rides and some water slides, some random stuff like that. But like that was one of the things I remember big time was my neighbor Seth, who I actually still talk to. He lives in Connecticut now. He had a Crocodile Mile, and I would be so soaked whenever I saw them putting it up. Because I knew it was going to be like blast. Jesus Christ. The commercials for Crocodile Mile.
What? Refresh me my memory. What was Crocodile Mile? Was that that wasn't the stupid thing with the hoses that blasted? What was that thing?
I don't remember that. I was trying to remember certain things like that. But basically, you were on a slip and slide, right?
Oh, yeah. Everybody almost impaled themselves on the metal bars that went, or the metal pieces. So basically,
it was a slip and slide. But
with a crocodile at the end of it.
The crocodile at the end of it to where it had like a jump and you landed in the pool. The Crocodile Mile, like, that commercial sold you so much. Like, you were going to go flying in this big-ass pool, and you just, like, thought it was, like, the greatest thing ever. He got it. I was so stoked. Oh, my God. Like
You had to the billing.
Well, first off, you had to run and then jump onto hard ass ground, which was terrible. 2, the stakes always ripped the plastic, so you always had to fix those. You never got enough speed to like jump when you're on your belly into that pool through the crocodile, so you had to like crawl through, and then you'd always fill up with grass.
Yeah.
Like the commercial made it look like the greatest thing ever. It made you think it was like a water park in your yard.
Yeah, I don't think we had Crocodile Mile. We did have Slip and Slide though, and I do remember getting injured on that often. Like you would tear yourself up on the stupid metal pegs that had to go all the way down. I remember that like shortly after that came out, I remember there being like a news report like the most dangerous toys for kids, and that was number 1, like by a lot. Like that was always the one. It was like
Slip and Slide.
And like the Slip and Slide though, you could get going pretty good on that. I do remember my brother and I like flying off that thing just into the yard. And then, like you constantly had cuts all over yourself.
And you'd be covered in grass and bruises and everything else. I love watching videos of people who just like, they pretty much just use trash bags.
Like our yard wasn't like it was in Columbiana, so and we have trees and roots and everything everywhere, so it wasn't like we pretty much lived. There was trees all around our house, whatever. So there was not like it wasn't like a smooth, just grassy, perfectly well kept lawn. It was like moss and rocks and everything else. We just threw that sucker down and killed ourselves.
Yeah,
on it.
And that's the thing. Like where Seth's house was, like there was no hill, so it was all level. Mm-hmm. So like you weren't building up speed by staying on a hill or anything like that. Like I said, so you had army crawled through the stupid crocodile's mouth. But I see videos of adults who just make big ones with tarps and stuff like that, and they use they have like a running hose and they put like Dawn dish soap down to make it super slick. And I'm like, oh my god, I want to do that so bad, but no, I'm gonna freaking get hurt.
We used to spray cooking spray on the bottom of like the plastic. Like for like sled riding and stuff like that, or like the plastic sleds or whatever. Like there's the big thing you sat in. We'd spray that or whatever. We spray it on we had like a sled or whatever. We spray it on the thing on the side of the sled. Yeah, like just to get go. Yeah, we go fly.
But yeah, I would love to do a big slip and slide. But like my kids don't know what kids nowadays. I don't think they make slip and slides anymore.
I'm sure there's something equivalent to it.
Like there's just like sprinkler things. Like back in the day, they had that Mr. T sprinkler, crap like that, or the freaking thing that just goes like an octopus or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, with all the arms and stuff. Yeah, I don't know what.
There was like other things too. Like I never had to play this one, but once again, the commercial made it look great. Splash Out. There's a big plastic ball that had like, I don't know how to describe it. It had like pieces of the plastic cut out, but you would put a water balloon in it, and there was a timer, and you had to pass it around. And if the timer went off and the balloon burst, got you wet, you were out. And once again, it was one of those commercials. You're like, oh my god, that looks amazing, but like it never worked.
Yeah, I don't remember that one. I never had.
But like it was just like a water balloon. But these kids look like they just walked through Niagara Falls, and you're just like, oh, that's awesome. Then when you get it, you see like you can only hold a balloon like that big.
Yeah.
And basically explodes and just looks like you peed your pants and everyone laughs at you. But like you said, baseball. We used to play baseball a lot too. We also used to always play football in my front yard. I'll never forget the one time the neighbor kid went to, I don't know if he went to catch it or tackle his brother, but he put his knee down in the grass and literally sliced across the top of his kneecap. And like we had to rush him back to his house, and his mom had to take him to like stitches or something. And like we looked all over the place. We could not find what the world he cut his knee on, but it was like bad. Like it was gross. That, and we used to always build forts, and so we built forts, ended up stepping on nails. I still have a mark on the ball of my foot from when I stepped on my first nail. It's like a birthmark now. Because I'll never forget, we were building a fort, and I stepped right on a piece of wood that had a nail coming up. And I lifted my foot up, and the board was connected to my foot. I had to push it, like pull it off. Like I was running home. I had to stop in the neighbor's yard. I took my shoe off. My shoe was just covered in blood. And I put the shoe back on, finished running home.
Yeah, I remember remember stepping on a nail. It didn't go. It wasn't like so terrible. Like I kind of caught myself before it like shot all the way through my foot. I remember that. Like a bunch of like random injuries. I remember doing a sleepover at a friend's house, and they had like one of those sleeper campers or whatever. And I remember like trying to climb down and slipping on it and banging my head. And I sliced open my ear on the thing. I had to get stitches from that. Just random stuff. Like I remember having pillow fights with my brother, and I got like drilled in the head with a pillow, and then my head went into the these stupid bar stools that we had there. Yeah, and I bled all over everything. And my brother's like, oh, I remember my brother called my mom, like, oh, Mom, don't worry, I cleaned up most of the blood. My mom's like, blood from what? Like flipping out.
I'll never forget. I had this happened, had to have happened in the summer. I had this giant bull in my room. I won it at a fair. And I had this thing forever. And it was probably about that long, about that tall. And I would always just sit on it. Well, my sister was sitting on it one day, but she was bouncing on it. Fell off, broke her arm. My mom like yells at me about it and everything else. And when I had nothing to do with it, my sister gets her cast off that day. Like weeks later. Sorry. The story, how it goes was my aunt was calling for my sister. And I got mad at my sister because my sister wasn't listening to my aunt, so I pulled my sister's arm and I broke it. And then the day she got the cast off from me breaking her arm, she was jumping on that bull in my room, fell off and broke her other arm. The same day she just got that cast taken off. And so then my mom was yelling at me like, she just got her cast taken off and now she has to get another one on the other arm. That arm's not strong enough to do anything. Like, that was like, I'll never forget that for the life of me because it was like in the summer. Like we had to have just got out of school because we lived in Cortland at the time when that happened. So then she probably didn't get to go down Crocodile Mile.
Nope.
Unless we put like a grocery bag on her arm.
I looked out. I didn't break any bones really as a kid. Like I broke my nose a bunch of times as like getting into like baseball and stuff. Like, but that was like high school. Like I was at high school at that point. Like I remember I got smacked in the face with a ball a bunch of times, which explains my great good looks. But but yeah, I didn't break any like legs or anything like, you know what I mean? Like, so I didn't have to like have the whatever. And then like a trash bag around my cast sort of to go swim or whatever. Like I remember friends having to do that. And
I have only broken one bone ever. And it was during the summer. It was my toe. It wasn't even my big toe. It was like whatever toe. I want to say it was the toe that's right next to the big toe. I was backyard wrestling and I was just doing it in my socks because my dad used to yell at us all the time about wearing shoes on the trampoline. To where it came to a point in time we stopped carrying, just wore shoes on the trampoline. But I was wearing socks and I came off the trampoline and there was an old metal trash can lid sitting there. And my foot landed on the handle. And my toe somehow got stuck between the handle and the lid. And it broke my toe. My dad's just like, there's nothing you do about it. Just leave it. That was the only time I ever broke a bone. It was all purple and gross. It freaking hurt like hell. But yeah, that's the only bone I've ever broken.
Yeah, my brother and I didn't. Yeah, we looked
knock on wood.
We did. I know. I'll leave here. I'll some random nonsense. I'll fall out of a golf cart or some shit on a golf course and break my arm. Like,
don't be one of those people. Mind you, I have two random stories about this. My old neighbor, his mom got out of her car, didn't put it in park, ran herself over, and died.
She killed herself?
Yes. There's another guy I know who lives in Girard. I'll never forget, I was working at the CD warehouse, and he came in and told us this, me and my buddy Sean, this story. He goes, oh, yeah, I gotta go to a funeral. I'm like, oh, for what? He goes, oh, my buddy had an accident, and he's dead. Oh, what happened? He ran over his own head. I go, how? He goes, he went to get his mail, and he didn't put his cart in park. He left it in reverse. So he got out The car's still going in reverse. The door hits him, knocks him over, runs over his own head.
All right. I know I shouldn't laugh at that, but I'm gonna because it's the most ridiculous way to die. It's like one of those 99 ways to die.
Yeah, it's
episodes.
And the fact that I know 2 people
that ran themselves over and died.
That knew someone who ran themselves over. Like, it's insane. Like, insane. Like, I will never understand it. Like, how they even did it. But nothing surprises me anymore. Another big thing, we actually were just talking about this before we started recording, was another summer thing was I would always hit up Rogers Flea Market with my dad and my mom and my sisters. We'd always eat at there was some diner connected to some truck stop. It was like the grossest place ever, but the food was so good. But we'd always go to Rogers, and that's where I got my first ever bootleg t-shirt. I got a Stone Temple Pilots shirt. But it was the one that had that weird big-headed guy riding the bike on the back. And it just said Pilots. Because the front was supposed to say Stone Temple, but it wasn't there. It was like $5. But, yeah, so we used to go to Rogers all the time. And I was like, that's pretty much where I got like my comic books and crap.
We used to, too. That's where I bought I bought so many cassettes first there, and then went to CDs. And
I was about to say, I bought a bunch of cassettes there too, because I don't know if you ever saw when you were growing up or not. That I'd get so stoked every time I saw it. That bus, this person would drive a bus in, and it was just loaded with cassettes.
I don't think I'm sure I probably went through it, but I don't remember it.
Yeah, so they you'd walk in the front door, then when you're done, they made another door to exit. And I bought like a bootleg copy of, once again, Stone Temple Pilots. What was their second album called?
I don't remember.
As the kid riding the dragon.
I know what you're talking. I know I can picture the cover, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize at the point in time it was a bootleg. Because I'm like, I didn't know this was out yet. And I bought it. But I got that from that bus. I don't know why I remember that. But that bus was like the greatest thing ever for me wanting to buy cassettes, because I never went anywhere to get cassettes because my parents wouldn't bring me anywhere, because like everything in that bus was like dirt cheap.
That was the thing I bought at Rogers. I didn't buy anything else. It was just either cassettes or CDs. That's all I ever remember buying there. My parents would go, and yeah, they'd buy produce. Oh, gotta go get some produce. All right, let's go.
I just brought
produce for the month. Or
I just brought Mike Kalenich to Rogers Friday. All he did was complain about how he didn't realize that there's all those people who set up outside. He called his wife and just started yelling at her. We fucked up. I didn't know there was all these people outside. You made me stay in the buildings. Rick said the buildings are terrible. Which they are, because the people that are there all the time. He goes, I can't believe it. I didn't know all these people were out here. That's ridiculous.
Terry trying to keep it classy at the Rogers sale by staying in the buildings. She didn't want to go. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go out in the yards either. You know what I mean?
Like, he was just so bummed.
Or in the field or whatever.
Yeah, he was like so excited because he started buying the most random crap. But like, another thing I bought at Rogers when I was a kid was a rubber band gun, which they don't sell those there anymore. My cousin bought one that was a Gatling gun. It took forever to load it. It had a big wooden barrel, and you had to put this string across, and you'd pull each rubber band, and then you'd keep turning it with the string around. So as you shot it, you would turn this handle, and it would pull each. So he'd be able to shoot like 50 rubber bands total in a row. But it took like an hour to load the stupid thing.
Yeah.
I just had this old revolver that had like 12 shots to it, to where I'd put them on the end. I'd put them in like this little, like, it pretty much looked like a hand. And then you'd like rotate it back and put another one in another one. I love that thing.
Do they still give away do they still allow people to give away like puppies and kittens at Rogers Sale?
Nope.
Because I remember as a kid
By the bathroom.
always seeing kittens and puppies, like, because people their dog would have babies, whatever that wasn't fixed, and they would bring them there. And
it was always by the bathrooms.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah, no, they don't allow that anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. It was like, I can't believe that went on as long as it did. It was like all these
I'm
sickly looking.
Shocked anymore.
They're all sick and messed up, but for the most part, it's like,
I'm kind of shocked anymore by the stuff they do let at Rogers, because I guess there's a flea market in Chicago that does not let you sell bootleg items, or like they'll kick you out. So you're not allowed to sell like bootleg plush. You're not allowed to sell like Nazi memorabilia. You're not allowed to sell.
You know what's always hilarious when like you go to like I don't know it's hilarious, but I can't believe they let like when you go to like antique stores and there'll be like whole sections of like racist toys, like all like the like or like you said like Nazi memorabilia or whatever, like that. Okay, war stuff, but yeah, like there's all these like racist toys, like blatantly ones, and they're like expensive. So obviously somebody collects that stuff.
That's what I'm saying about Rogers. Like I'm shocked. There's this one guy every week selling blackface stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why? Like,
yeah, I can't believe they let them still let people still sell that stuff.
Like the blackface stuff, or as they call it now, they don't call it blackface stuff. They call it Americana.
Americana. I don't know.
Americana. I'm like, no, just say you're racist.
You're right. Like, let me go buy some. Oh boy.
But yeah, so it's that stuff, and like the people with the Nazi flags and crap like that. Like like first off, when you're going to the flea market, that's what you're going to go buy. Like, what do you expect the reaction to be from these people when you're buying it? Right. Like when you're walking around with your Nazi flag, like, are you really expecting anything? Like, are you expecting to get your ass kicked or what? But who knows?
Coming to the next Toy Ohio Americana booths.
Yeah, no, never. Oh yeah, by the way, Toy Ohio, June 21st. Blair Davenport, recently known as B. Priestley, in NXT, and then my mind just went blank. What the hell's his name? Joel Gertner from ECW. I had someone else I was supposed to announce, but they canceled the day before I was going to announce them. So, yeah, there's that. Anyways, back to the podcast. But yeah, like that is actually what we're talking about now with the crazy, stupid crap, the Nazi crap and the Americana crap is actually a segue into something I grew up loving, and because of me, a bunch of my friends became big fans of it, is King of the Hill. Mm-hmm. And yesterday, we found out that the voice of Dreadcorn was murdered by a bunch of racists and homophobes. Like, I didn't know the voice John Redcorn was gay. But, yeah, got killed, which a lot of people don't know this, and I just found this out, too. He was the second voice of John Redcorn, because the first voice of John Redcorn died in a, like, severe, tragic, car accident.
Man.
But yeah. I grew up loving King of the Hill.
I do love King of the Hill, yeah. They're bringing it. Well, they're just about to do a reboot, aren't they?
It's coming out in August.
Yeah.
The trailers hit, or the new opening hit. I loved this thing. It was on right after The Simpsons. Mm-hmm. I love King of the Hill so much. Oh my god, I can relate anything in life to an episode of King of the Hill.
I remember when King of the Hill first came out, because I was in high school at the time. Because I remember being on the high school baseball team, and the parents were talking about King of the Hill, and they were doing the Boomhauer voice. Like, I remember a bunch of dads were like going back. So yeah, they liked it back then too. But yeah, no, King of the Hill's an underrated one.
It's so underrated. Like I said, I can relate anything in my life to an episode of King of the Hill.
I still love the one, and this meme comes up all the time, whatever, where it's Bobby eating the 72-ounce steak in front of his...
I just posted that.
His vegetarian girlfriend. Like,
yeah, the girl that broke his heart.
She's staring in the eye while he eats a 72-ounce steak.
That's a great episode.
Yeah, it is.
That's something I would have done. And I probably have done in my life.
Well, they had, too. Like, Tom Petty did the voice of the one guy, of Luann's...
He was lucky. And then Brittany Murphy was Luann.
Yeah, she was great at that, too.
Then Dale just passed away last year. And now people are like, oh, it's cursed. The show's cursed.
Brittany Murphy was a random thing.
She died in the early 2000s.
She died a while back. Tom Petty was
a couple years ago,
but he was an old rock star doing drugs.
Yeah. And then I don't know if we ever found out how Dale died.
Yeah, I don't know.
But then first John Redcorn, obviously tragic car accident. This John Redcorn killed by a bunch of freaking nut jobs. But I'm excited to see where it goes. And if you watch the opening,
isn't Bobby an adult now?
He's an adult. He's a chef, I guess. Mm. But when you watch the new opening, it even goes through COVID.
Yeah.
So you see Dale with his mask on his chin, and I'm like, well, Dale would have been one of those people,
Right?
And now he vapes, and now he's like running for like mayor. And I'm just like, oh my god, I cannot wait.
Well,
I mean, there's so many good episodes of that show.
Mike Judge brought back Beavis and Butthead, and that was really, really good. I mean, like it just picked up and it still worked. Like, and then having them as old dudes, like those old dude episodes where they're older, are hilarious too. Like, so yeah, I'm sure King of the Hill is going to be great too.
My old thing too is King of the Hill is. I tell everyone this. That show was so far ahead of its time. Like I was just watching the episode the other day about Peggy gets a new friend, and she doesn't know it's a guy dressed as a woman.
Yeah.
And then she doesn't know that Peggy is actually a woman because she thinks Peggy is a man. Like, that show was just so ahead of its time for what it did. So, on the way here today, I stopped and got McDonald's. And I started thinking, after I started eating it, because it tasted awful. Well, when do you remember?
I can't remember the last time I had McDonald's, but go ahead.
Well, I don't even know. I can't even tell you the last time I had McDonald's, but it was just like right there. When was the last time you had McDonald's and it was good?
I mean, probably never, but like I probably thought it was as a kid. You know what I mean? Like a Happy Meal or something back in the day, whatever. But I mean, I remember being broken. You know, in high school and college, and starting college and stuff too, and going to get the they were the $1 double cheeseburgers at the time, whatever. I remember getting those.
The dollar,
they were never good, but
what was it called? The dollar value menu or something like that.
Yeah, and yeah, just that. Whatever. I mean, the fries are always reasonably okay because it's just fries.
The fries are terrible. They've changed so much, and I was thinking about I think McDonald's stopped being good when they stopped using Ronald McDonald and all the mascots.
Maybe.
Because it's not good. And then, they changed the fries because there's a show on, I think it's on the History Channel. It was hosted by that Adam guy from Man vs. Food.
Yeah.
It was called, Tasting History or something like that. And they used to use beef tallow to fry the fries. Then they had changed to vegetable oil or some shit because of vegetarians. And so I was eating the fries. I'm like, these don't even these have no taste at all. You taste a little bit of salt. I also don't understand this. How are half of them soggy and not cooked all the way, and the other half are cooked? But they all still have zero taste.
I mean, I haven't had McDonald's fries in so many years that I couldn't tell you whatever. But they did it for vegetarian. If you're a vegetarian, what the hell are you doing eating McDonald's anyway? I don't know.
Yeah, they used
because there's not healthy options at McDonald's.
Yeah, exactly.
Even the stuff that isn't meat is still
on that show
grotesque.
because they fried with beef tallow. And he goes, "Oh my god, you taste a huge difference because it there's an actual taste to it now." And I guess Steak and Shake is now Steak and Shake went back to beef tallow. So I gotta try the French fries to see if they taste better because their French fries were garbage too.
I haven't eaten at Steak and Shake in years either, but
it's been a long time for me too. Steak and Shake was never that. Steak and Shake was never good.
No, not really. That was never one that I was I'm trying to think of fast food places that I liked. I liked Skyline Chili whenever I was near one, but that was sort of few and far between. It was if I was in Columbus, whatever, that was about the closest you could get. And I know there's one in Cleveland too, or there was one that was near Sam Ash Music Store and Guitar Center up there. So if I had to go buy a guitar or I was buying something different, whatever, I would stop there. But I'm trying to think of other there wasn't a whole lot of fast food that I was just man, I got to go have this fast food. I think Skyline would probably be it. And that was only because, and if it was around here all the time, I probably wouldn't feel the same way because it'd be easy to get.
I'm a big fan of Culver's. If I ever find a Culver's, I'm like, oh, I got to stop Culver's. It's the home of the Butter Burger. Oh, God, they're so good. It's so good.
I remember
fast food, though, anymore is just, it's pretty much all terrible and all has zero taste. Like McDonald's, oh my god, I got a hamburger from there. Oh my god, it was so bad. Like I got ketchup on my nose and mustard on my cheek because it was everywhere. It literally looked like they made it and just started beating the shit out of it before they gave it to me. I'm like eating it while I'm driving here. I'm like, how do I have ketchup on my nose?
You
and
know
I
what?
look inside the wrapper. There was so much ketchup and so much mustard, like inside the wrapper.
If I'm gonna do quick burgers like that, it would be like Dairy Queen. I still like if you can get Dairy Queen burgers, like I still like
Oh,
those.
Brazier.
But yeah, there's only a couple, I think the closest one to me is North Lima that does that or whatever. So it's like there's only certain ones that have the full menu because I have a Dairy Queen right in my house, but you can only get hot dogs. You know what I mean? So which are fine too. But yeah, if I'm gonna do like a fast food burger,
Dairy Queen
Queen's the way to
Brazier
go.
back in the day when I was a kid was like the greatest treat or dinner or whatever ever. Their burgers back in the day, it was only at Brazier's that they had them. They were so freaking good. Like the one in Niles has burgers. One downtown Niles. They're so nasty.
Yeah, it depends on because those are franchised out. It depends on where you go too. Because sometimes
it's also not a Brazier.
the one in North Lima is still pretty good. Like as far as their burgers and stuff like that too. But yeah, it just depends on where you go. Because I know sometimes you go and if it's franchised, it's not the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, this isn't very good.
No, it's freaking gross. But yeah, Dairy Queen Brazier was where it was at. That's like fast food. Like I said, fast food anymore. Oh my god, I had an Arby's sandwich last night. How do you screw up a roast beef sandwich? That thing was so chewy. I'm like, this can't be right. Like, it tasted like I was like chewing on rubber bands. And then like there was that much meat in it.
Yeah, I haven't
Like
done...
remember back in the day, you were getting that much. You were getting like that much meat in an Arby's roast beef sandwich, and they were 5 for $5. That's when this country went down the tubes. Yeah. Is when Arby's stopped doing 5 for $5, and now it's like 2 for $6, and then you get like you don't even get enough meat in those two sandwiches to make a sandwich that Arby's used to make back in the day.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I had an Arby's either. Like, I don't need... I mean, we're not talking to the wrong person for fast food.
We're slowly finding out that BJ does not eat anything, and he's a cyborg.
I eat stuff, but no, if I'm gonna...
He eats ice cubes.
If I'm gonna eat crappy food or food that's like whatever, like I'll make sure I go somewhere that's got good crappy food. You know what I mean? Or like good food that's bad for you. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go to a burger joint that has good burgers or a wing joint that has, you know, I will never. I just won't waste it on. I won't waste a meal on McDonald's or you know what I mean. Like if I'm gonna eat crap, I'm gonna go somewhere that's got really good greasy crap.
Last night was after my kid's baseball, and I was like,
You have kids, so that's different though.
yeah.
Too, you know what
So
I mean?
I was like, I just have to get something on the ride home, like whatever. And I'm like, oh, Arby's. I'm like, God, this roast beef sandwich tastes like I'm literally chewing on rubber bands. It's so bad. But yeah, fast food anymore, it's not, and we say this quite often on here, it's not the same. Don't taste the same. Like, Arby's is a bunch of bullshit. Where's the Arby's has the meats? No, you don't. You have a bunch of used rubber bands is what you have. Shit's awful. Like, even their curly fries taste different.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. It's been a while. I'm trying to think the last thing I got from an Arby's. It would have been. It's been a couple years since I've been to Arby's, but I would get the Reuben every once in a while. The Reuben wasn't bad.
I don't even know if they still have it.
They have to still have that Reuben, don't they? I would think. Well, yeah,
I have no clue.
The Reuben was okay.
I heard a person behind me complaining because Arby's didn't have grilled chicken.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah.
Like, can I get grilled chicken? Like, he was like, we don't have grilled chicken. He's like, what do you mean you don't have a grilled chicken?
No, it's the frozen fried thing that they just chuck in the. It's already cooked. They just heat up and oil real quick for
and
you.
it always tastes like a piece of tree bark. Sticking with the topic of food, I wrote down a couple things that they no longer make. And I want to see out of all these, which ones you'd want to bring back.
Okay.
Tato skins.
Remember Tato skins?
I think they were made by Keebler.
I like Tato skins. Yeah, you can bring that back.
Because I saw another one they brought back. It wasn't Tato skins. They're called Crunchy Taters. They were made for the movie Home Alone. Family Dollar carries them every Christmas season. And the one a couple years ago, I stumbled upon them, lost my mind, and I bought them. They're hands down the best potato chips ever.
Were those?
They
Were they just called Crunchers or no?
No, they're called crunchy taters.
Crunchy tater. Because I remember
They have an alligator on them.
I remember like chips. I think they were just called Crunchers, but they were like they were way thicker and way crispy or whatever. I'm sure it's probably similar to that.
Yeah, very similar to that. Those crunchy taters are like, I'm so glad they bring them back, but they only bring them back once a year, which sucks because I want them all year round. But so tater skins, I remember eating the hell out of these things when I was a kid. Planters cheese balls.
We did cheese balls, and I have had Planters cheese balls. I don't know that we ever had. Planters was like name brand, so we probably didn't get it. We probably just had the big, whatever the hell from the Save-A-Lot, the generic cheese ball.
The white labeled, where it just says cheese balls in black, bold lettering.
Right, yeah, pretty much. I think that's what we had.
I think more than likely in our household, we only got them if they were on freaking sale. These, I remember them, but I don't remember ever eating one. PB Max.
I remember those, but I don't remember eating it either.
Yeah, they were like those square chocolate things that had like nuts, peanut butter, and I think like caramel in them. Pizzerias. Also made by Keebler.
Pizzerias were... Refresh my memory. What were pizzerias again? Were they chips?
That tasted like pizza.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what I thought.
White bag with green.
Yeah. You can bring those back, too. I like those a lot, too. I mean, I might just have fondness from a kid. I'd probably be like, this is like terrible.
But like, that's the thing. Like, pizzerias was a huge thing when I was a kid. I can't remember if I really liked them or not, but like that bag just stood out in my head for some reason. I think it was just because it was like bright white and green. But then it also had a picture of what the chips were supposed to look like on it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they did.
But I'm not sure if the chips actually looked like that.
Yeah, I do remember pizzerias. Yeah, those were good. When they started doing pizza flavored anything, it was like, oh, I gotta get that. I remember even the combos with pizza. Combos, like, which I don't even like combos, but like
someone stopped me the other day because of the podcast where I bashed combos. And then I got also a picture of combos in their work drawer.
Yeah.
Because, sorry everyone, combos are nasty.
Yeah, they're pretty gross. It's like some weird chalky cheese and
they're so nasty. There's nothing good about them. Like, it's like staler than stale pretzels with some like eraser cheese.
Some weird, yeah.
It was like it was like chewing on an eraser. But something just popped in my head. Me and my kids had to go to Walmart yesterday to grab. I forget what the hell we had to grab. But there's a new flavor of potato chips out. And I almost bought them to try them. Which, from now on, if I find this stuff, I'm just buying it. I'm going to bring it here and we're going to try it on the air. So I might end up going back to Walmart to get these awful things. Lemonade potato chips.
Lemonade potato chips.
Yeah.
That sounds disgusting. But we might have to try. This podcast is just going to become us sampling terrible foods and chips.
But yeah, lemonade potato chips, and I'm like, I don't want my lemonade to be crunchy.
Mm. Yeah, that sounds interesting. I'm trying to think of the weirdest potato chip flavor I've ever had.
Oh, I've had some nasty ones,
and they made a lot of weird ones for a while there.
Like. I would go to Jungle Gyms in Cincinnati, and I always buy weird potato chips to try them. There was the one flavor. It was like crawfish. It was nasty.
I do remember.
Like you open the bag and it just smelled like a truck stop hooker. And I'm like, why am I going to try this? I try it. I'm like, oh my god, this shit's gross.
Yeah, whenever they tried to do any kind of like seafood crab bake into chips, whatever, where they just dump a bunch of Old Bay seasoning on it, it's always real weird taste.
There was one that was like so weird, but it was delicious. It was what the heck was it? I just tried them. I think it was like last year I had them. It was like meat marinara sauce Lay's. It was. I don't understand. Oh my! These are going to be so. Those things were so good, and I don't understand why or how. I had another flavor too. It was like some kind of steak. It was really good. But I've eaten a ton of bad ones. A ton. The best. I hate Doritos. But the other night I was talking to my girlfriend and I told her about how I hate Doritos. But the one day my son made me get toasted corn Doritos. Those things were crack. Me and him like devoured the whole bag. And I haven't seen them like since. And that was a while ago. But those things were so good. But another thing, I don't know if they still make these or not. Candy cigarettes.
I don't think they make them anymore. I think you could probably order them from places, whatever. They might have them, or like certain like specialty candy shops probably have them still because they can still order them or get them from somewhere. But yeah, I do remember having a lot of
Lucky Strikes and
a lot of candy cigarettes. I do remember. I mean, speaking of a throwback earlier in the episode at Wildwood Lake Park, you would go and it was 10-cent boxes of candy. So you'd take $1 up there and you get 10 boxes of whatever. Candy cigarettes were part of it. Boston baked beans, which I thought were disgusting, but they had like the Red Hots, the Mike and Ike's, like, but it was all
Boston baked beans.
Yeah, Boston baked beans. You know what those were? They were like, I think it was like a peanut or whatever, but it was like coated in some red weird candy shell thing.
I've never.
They were kind of gross, but yeah, Boston baked beans.
know,
They weren't very good.
If it has beans and baked in the title, it's gonna be nasty.
But yeah, those. Yeah, there was a bunch of different ones, but yeah, you would just go get. It was great because yeah, mom would give you a bucket, and you come back with 10 boxes of candy or eat all of it.
And she was like, "Why the hell did you buy Boston?"
The
baked
lemon,
beans?
yeah, the sour heads, the lemon
heads.
lemon heads they had there, yeah.
Called? We talked about this the one time, I think. Speaking of snacks and stuff like that, grandparents are known, as we know, for terrible gifts. What terrible snacks do you remember being at your grandparents' house?
Terrible snacks. My grandma used to have she had a lot of good stuff. Like she would always have candy and stuff there too, because she liked candy, whatever too. So she didn't really have stuff that was bad. She had stuff that would be old and sat around for a while, but like.
Well, that's every grandparent.
You're right. It was,
like the story I told about my sister eating that crack.
We did the whole
Mr.
thing about
Good bar with the worms in it.
Yeah, we did the thing where nobody throws anything away. But I don't think my grandma had stuff that was like really like as far as like candy or snacks.
Like we always had.
I don't think snack food lasted around there because my grandma would eat it. And my grandma would eat it too.
My grandparents always had expired pop. The pop was always expired. Like always. It was flat as flat could be. Tic Tacs.
Oh, you remember
cranberry juice?
I know what
and you'd have to water it down because it was so strong.
You could still get this, I think, at like a Rulli Brothers or whatever. You remember that weird Italian nugget candy that like it had like it had like the old Italian lady on the box, whatever.
I don't remember.
Oh, that shit is awful.
But like
this up, what it's called.
I'm trying to think of like something else my grandparents always had. Oh, the only cereal they ever had was Mueslix. Like you want a bowl of cereal, the last thing you want is Mueslix.
Mueslix.
And you'd be digging through their. I'll never forget. They had dark like oak cabinets. You'd be sitting there digging through this crap, trying to find freaking something good to eat. Like the bread was always moldy, and my grandma would be like, "Cut it off." Oh, those. Okay. What's it say? What?
This is La Florentine Tyrone, but it was like this. It's like this weird nugget candy that came in like they all came in like little boxes.
Yes, my grandparents kept those by their chairs, and they go, "Oh, you could have one." And I'd be like, "Well, which one's just straight like chocolate or whatever?" Oh, I don't know. I'd always get the one that had like some pink substance on the inside.
Yeah, but they weren't even sweet. It was just like this crunchy, weird shit.
They were like, gross. I'd bite into it, and the second I saw pink, I'm like, I start running for the trash can.
Yeah,
that shit was gross.
Yeah,
they always had them. I don't know why.
I had
and
every old Italian grandparent,
and they also all don't. I don't know why. They're all about Hickory Farms. Like it was some like some top tier food. Oh, we have Hickory Farms. It's like I don't want that old ass sausage and cheese. Like You could beat someone to death with it. Like, get that shit out of here. I don't want to put your hard-ass sausage, gross-ass cheese on your moldy-ass bread.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, too. It was always wheat bread. Mm. It's like, why can't you buy white? Oh, we don't eat white in this house. We like our wheat bread.
Yeah.
With our flat orange pop. And our chocolates with the weird pink substance on the inside.
We didn't have flat pop or whatever, expired pop. That was one thing because my grandma drank a lot of that too. But yeah, it was always the Faygo. She always bought. It was always Faygo.
Grandma was a juggalo.
It was Faygo or RC Cola. It was whatever
That's the thing. I never understood why so many people bought RC Cola. It cost more money than like Coke or Pepsi.
It couldn't have back in the day for my grandma to be good. There must have been some place that had it on sale all the time because there was always RC. It was never Coke or Pepsi. It's like
it's RC or Sam's Choice. Which one do you want?
Like, just get the damn Pepsi. Yeah, I remember Sam's Choice too when that came out. Yeah, oof, it's just rotten generic cola.
It just tastes awful.
We gotta get that's nothing we can sample. Terrible generic colas.
Oh, it's that Mountain Dew. It's like called like Hill Breeze. I don't know why I thought of this too. Live action movies that were based on like games and cartoons.
You mean like Ninja Turtles?
Yep. Ninja Turtles, Super Mario Brothers, House of the Dead. House of the Dead very well could be the worst movie ever made. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
That's not a Rob Zombie flick, is it?
No. It was based after the House of the Dead arcade game. They ended up putting it out for like Sega Dreamcast.
Okay, then I haven't seen that, I don't think.
Oh my God, it's so bad. I remember when it came to theater, I was like, I have to see this.
Was that the stupid game where you literally start off in a cabin and zombies are trying to eat you or kill you, whatever?
Probably.
Like, I remember there being a really goofy game like that.
First person.
And like, yeah, it's a first person thing. And like, I just remember just immediately having to fight zombies, whatever they were trying to, yeah.
So, I remember I saw a trailer for it. They made it look awesome. I was like, I gotta see this. Well, I never got to go see it. So when it came to DVD, I rented it. Holy crap. What a giant piece of shit. So whenever they would cut to a to like a scene from the video game whenever someone would get killed. Like every time. It would be just that clip from the video game. Like you shoot a zombie in the head. Mm-mm. Like you see him go shoot the zombie. And they cut to the video game. And I'm like, this is terrible. Like, why would you do that? Like, that movie's so bad. I think it was done by... Is it done by Yui Bowl? That guy's a goofball. He threatens to like beat up his the people who review his movies.
The trailer for every horror movie like ever is like great, but there's like 95% of the horror movies are all just like completely terrible. Because like I'll watch a trailer for something like, oh, this looks awesome, and then you go watch it like, God, this is like the most slowest moving or most terrible thing. Like, all right. Like yeah, the best parts of this movie you crammed into the 2-minute trailer, and that's it.
Yeah, it came out on October 10th, 2003. Directed by Yui Bowl. And there's a article here about it. It says, Yui Bowl's House of the Dead is so bad, Rob Schneider turned it down. Like, it's terrible. Words can't even begin to Clint Howard's in it. But it's so bad. Like, but Yui Bowl, when he did these movies and shit, he threatened to beat up the people who reviewed him. He also did the Blood Rain movie. Mm-mm. That was really bad. He did a movie called Postal, which got terrible reviews.
You gotta stop letting this guy make films.
Yeah, somehow he keeps making stuff. I'm trying to see what other ones he did. Yeah, he did Blood Rain 2. Alone in the Dark with Christian Slater.
Yeah, I don't remember any of these.
Yeah, they weren't good. But yeah. But I don't know why the hell he made it. I don't know why they even made that movie. But like TMNT 1 was good. TMNT 2 was good. Super Mario Brothers was terrible. House of the Dead was like the worst movie ever made. The Scooby-Doo movies were fun.
I don't think I saw any of the Scooby-Doo movies. I don't think I did. I don't think I've ever seen them. I remember the previews.
I think I saw the second one in the theater. But I like Scooby-Doo. Can you think of any other movies that were based after cartoons or video games? Oh, they did Rampage. That was pretty awful.
That they did a live action out of?
Yeah. Rampage was so bad. Oh, they did Doom.
Oh, yeah.
That was terrible. I think it had, Carl Urban and The Rock in it.
Yeah, well, then Doom, then you go to Tomb Raider.
Oh, yeah, with Angelina Jolie. I never watched any of those.
I didn't watch any of those either, I don't think. Or I might have started watching whatever, but yeah.
I can't. I was just going off the top of my head. I wasn't even looking up anything to see what. I could tell you what they need to make a live action movie of. The Critic.
The Critic.
Duckman.
Well, The Critic, I mean...
Just get John Lovett's chair and go, it stinks.
I mean, John Lovett's, yeah, it already looks like The Critic. That's who it is.
I'm trying to think what other... I can't even think of any other cartoons or even video games. How they have never turned Castlevania into a live action movie is beyond me.
Mm.
I will always say that should be a live action freaking movie.
Yeah, I mean, newer ones from comics. I mean, Deadpool, all the X-Men, anything Marvel, whatever, obviously. Those are all...
What's that one you like with the cheese?
Milk and Cheese.
No, not that one. That Viking guy.
Oh, Gru.
Gru.
Yeah, no, there was no live action Gru.
There could be. There should be. Who would you have Gru? Who would play Gru in your mind?
Who could play Gru? I mean, Gru's like an oddly shaped dude. Yeah, I don't know.
I have one person in mind, but they would have to give him like a fat suit. Seth Rogen.
Maybe you could probably have Danny DeVito play Gru. He kind of looks like him. He's shaped the same. He has a big round.
I know nothing about Gru the Wanderer. I will watch if Danny DeVito's in it. Oh, because he is amazing. I'm trying to think what else there is, cartoon-wise. Oh, they did Garfield. That stunk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, real bad. It had that Breckin Meyer, and I don't know why I remember his name, let alone that
They
movie.
did a live-action Casper, didn't they?
Yeah, with Christina Ricci and the president from Independence Day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that movie being terrible either. They ever do a live-action Woody Woodpecker?
I don't think so.
Mighty Mouse. I'm giving away all these great ideas. Did they ever do a live action Ghostbusters? Filmation's Ghostbusters. Don't want the monkey. There was a live action series. Oh my god.
Oh boy.
I want to watch it just for the guy in the gorilla suit wearing a beanie.
Yeah, I'm sure that would be terrible. I don't ever remember watching the cartoon version of that.
I didn't. I will tell you that those toys are stupid money. Like, stupid.
What? Like, that original series, what years did that come out?
That's what's his face from F Troop.
How old was that series when it came out? Like what? Like when
86.
did the movie came out? When were the cartoons around? Because those was before the those before Ghostbusters. Everybody knows.
86. It had 65 episodes. The cartoon had 65 episodes.
When did the cartoon originally run?
The cartoon was a sequel. to the live action show.
Oh, was it really?
You're telling me that live action show was that much of a success that you're like, we had to put out a cartoon?
So that cartoon came out after Ghostbusters then? That we all...
After the success of the 1984 Ghostbusters film, Filmation revived the series in 86 as an animated version.
Oh, boy.
Oh, so the live action show was 1975. And it was such a success, they revived it in 84.
Just kids
or
were
86.
Kids were into ghosts because Ghostbusters came out. And, oh, let's do this. We'll revive it because it's another ghost hunting show or a ghost hunting cartoon or whatever.
Jake Kong Jr. and Eddie Spencer Jr., assisted by Tracy the Gorilla, Jessica the Reporter, Belfry the Bat, and Futura the Sorceress.
Can't say I've seen a single episode.
I have not, and I want to see the live action show because it has the guy from F Troop in it, and the only reason why I even know who he is because he was on Married with Children from when Kelly went to the Larry Storch School of Acting. And that's the only way I actually just remembered his name was because of that. But I'm just baffled by the fact that they thought the live action show was so good that they needed a cartoon series.
That was a try to cash in off of Ghostbusters coming out and being a giant hit in 84.
Yeah, that's why they had to call it. That's why Ghostbusters had to be called Real Ghostbusters, because I guess Filmation owned the rights to Ghostbusters. Oh yeah, they were called the Ghost Space Busters, so that's why Ghostbusters was one word, and then when they put out the cartoon, they just called it the Real Ghostbusters. We'll leave you all on that very depressing point of the show of Tracy the Monkey or Gorilla or whatever the hell it is.
Was Tracy the Gorilla...
Tracy the Gorilla.
Is Tracy the Gorilla cousins with Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp?
Could have made a live action movie.
I mean, Lancelot Link was live action.
Yeah, they should have made a movie or have a spin-off cartoon series.
I'm sure they did too.
We need a
And
live
comics.
action. All right, we need a live action Denver the Last Dinosaur, just for the theme song. Don't forget to shop at Time Capsule Toys. Look at Niles. Shop at Monsters in the Toy Box in Warren, Ohio. Make sure to buy your tickets to Toy Ohio, which is June 21st at the Metroplex. Make sure to see BJ wherever the world he's going to be at.
June 14th at Cedars for their 50th anniversary. June 21st, we're at the Ribs and Rock Festival in Boardman with Fuel. And then a couple others later in the summer, too. There's one August 9th. We're in New Waterford with the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus and Tantric. So, yeah, some shows coming up.
Woo! So go see BJ. Support him. Thank you, everyone, tuning in and checking us out. And we will see you soon. Peace.